Hello and welcome back once again to the Wrestling Rant. It's time for the SmackDown spoilers for this week. Friday, June 6th, 2014, which I believe was taped in Cincinnati, Ohio. Again, the main event results said that it was taped in Cincinnati, so they do it in the same place, yada yada. And of course, as always, my notes came from NoDQ.com. So, yeah. Now I realize the pointlessness of me doing this when I'm basically just reading to you the spoilers that come from NoDQ. So you guys could just go there and... Either way, then again, there is, my own little opinions on what happens, so it's not exactly like it's nothing but their notes. Anyways, the show starts with Triple H and Rollins coming out to the Evolution music. And Seth is still wearing his Shield gear. The crowd boos Rollins and calls him a sellout, of course. Probably chanting, "You sold out," that sort of thing. Triple H says he told us that he wins. That was one thing from his, the promo that he cut before Batista quit. It was at the beginning of Raw last night. He said that he always wins. No, motherfucker, you don't. And you shouldn't. Because when you win, people change the fucking channel. Or at least they should. Anyways. Seth cuts a promo, and he seems cockier than usual, but also kinda hesitant. He gets a lot of heel heat, and he says that only he knows why he turned on the Shield. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the Raw video, but I'm thinking one of the possibilities for how this is going to go is that Rollins is actually a double agent. Essentially. He turned on the Shield so he could join Evolution, so that he could help the Shield destroy Evolution from within. Hopefully, at least. And then also, I just had this thought, actually, just saying that. For a while now on commentary, during the Shield's matches, the commentators would always call, or they would always refer to Rollins as the architect of the Shield. The strategist, And so, yeah, that actually sounds like something he would think up. He would say, I could join Evolution and help to destroy them from within. But I'd have to make it look like I'm turning on Ambrose and Reigns. Yeah, and there's even more hints on that. Just a second. So yeah, he says only he knows why he turned on the Shield. And they're interrupted by Dolph Ziggler coming out to a pop. And he calls Seth a sellout, of course. Triple H seems amused by this, and he makes a match for right now, Rollins versus Ziggler. And Seth looks at Triple H like he wasn't expecting that. And so, yeah, that was the other thing I was talking about that kind of hints at Rollins being a double agent. He wasn't expecting to go against Ziggler. He's kind of hesitant when he's acting really cocky. you know. So yeah, the match is next. It happens, and of course Rollins wins in what was said to be a solid back-and-forth match. Going backstage, Rollins and Triple H are, I guess, standing around talking or whatever, and then the Big Show walks up on them. And he calls Seth a sellout too. So Triple H makes a match between Big Show and Randy Orton for the main event. So that's our main event. Up next, we get the Usos defeating Rybaxel in a non-title match. And then Rusev squashes Xavier Woods again. And Rusev now has a huge Russian flag that hangs above the ring. And I'm thinking, what, like LAX did in TNA, where the Mexican flag would come down and block half of the crowd's view of the ring? Or maybe it wasn't LAX, maybe it was just the Latin America faction. Either way, who cares? It was a stupid gimmick in TNA because, again, it blocks the view for like half the crowd. Wonder if they're gonna realize that. So yeah. After that, we get a triple threat match. Wade Barrett defeats Rob Van Dam and Cesaro. Paul Heyman was on commentary, and the match was said to be a good match that barely went 10 minutes. After that, we get Bray Wyatt up on the Titantron, and he cuts a promo about losing at Payback, and he says that Sister Abigail warned him all this would happen. Okay, so if she warned you all this was going to happen, why didn't you change your strategy or avoid these things? Either way, who cares? Up next, Natalya defeats Alicia Fox, of course prompting another one of Fox's fits. She throws a fit, tearing up the announce table, and she threatens the announcers, including Lillian Garcia. Don't know why. It's not like this is going to lead to a match, because Lillian's not a trained wrestler. She's not trained at all. She's just a ring announcer. But they've brought her into things before, so I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Up next, Bo Dallas defeats Santino Marella, who had Emma with him at ringside. So yeah, there's the first time we've seen Emma in a while. Not that I care. Finally, we get the main event. Randy versus Big Show. The match ends when Rollins comes out and attacks Big Show. So I'm going to guess that Big Show wins by DQ. Didn't say. But Rollins attacks Big Show, and him and Orton together beat Show down, and they pose to end the show. So that's the end of the show. Jesus. Either way, if anything, this does kind of show that there might still be hope for this storyline between The Shield and Evolution to not suck, I guess. With the possibility of Rollins actually infiltrating the Evolution to with Rollins infiltrating Evolution to destroy it from within. I don't know though. You know, when Rollins nailed Roman on Raw with the chair for the first time, the look on Ambrose's face, you know, either Rollins didn't tell them he was going to do this to join up with Evolution to, you know, destroy them from within, and, you know, Ambrose was genuinely surprised, or either that, or he told Roman and Ambrose that he was going to do it, and he told Dean to make sure that he looked really surprised, to make it look good, you know. And Ambrose is just a good actor. Well, we know Ambrose is a good actor. But, I mean, not only that, but it really looked like he was laying into him on Raw with that chair. He was just wailing on him. Really laying it in. I don't know. I don't know if that's where they're going with the storyline. I hope so, because that's probably the only good place they could go with it. Because if they did this just to turn Rollins heel and fuck over the Shield, then the storyline is already worthless. But if they're going to have Seth destroy Evolution from within, that would be fine. And it's not like it's going to be all that hard now, because with Batista gone, there goes your powerhouse. Randy's a good wrestler, but he's no powerhouse. And Triple H, he's got 2 bad quads. You could just kick the shit out of his legs, and he'd be out for the count. And then you can just surround Randy and beat the fuck out of him. I'll bet you what's going to happen is Rollins is going to stay with Evolution for a while, and either Evolution will find a new third member, somebody from NXT, or maybe somebody from the existing roster, the WWE roster, I don't know. They'll either do that, or maybe they'll just stay the 2 of them versus Evolution, and it'll come down to some match where they put a stupid stipulation where if Evolution wins, they have to disband and are never allowed to come back. And Rollins will use that as his moment to turn around and betray Evolution to join back up with Ambrose and Reigns to permanently destroy Evolution. I can almost bet you that's what it'll happen. I really hope, at least, because that's, again, the only good place they could go with it. But anyways, still really not all that looking forward to watching Raw next week. Probably won't be able to watch SmackDown. I'll be working again, obviously. Anyways, think that's going to do it for the Wrestling Rant SmackDown spoilers for June 6th, 2014. Taped in Cincinnati, Ohio, which, hilarious, actually Ambrose is from Cincinnati. So, yeah, anyways, so yeah, that'll do it for this episode of the show. Thank you for watching, and I guess we'll see you next time for Raw next week. So see you then.